Prepare yourself, because what you're about to realize isn't something most people can even recognize. This goes far beyond angel numbers or guided meditations. It's not about crystals, full moons, or spiritual playlists. This is something deeper. A shift. A silent, invisible force that only the truest chosen ones can feel moving through them. It doesn't come with fireworks. It doesn't demand attention. In fact, most people ignore it completely. But those who carry a specific kind of energy, the kind that was sent here to awaken others, will feel it like a whisper echoing through their soul. And here's what no one tells you. This shift isn't random. It's not burnout. It's not confusion. It's your soul, remembering why it came. And if you've felt it, this strange, unexplainable change in your thoughts, emotions, identity, then what you're experiencing isn't just a spiritual awakening. It's a signal. You've been chosen. Today, we'll uncover the 8 silent layers of this rare awakening symptom. And if even one of them feels familiar, you're not crazy. You're not broken. You're being activated. For years, Elijah thought he was simply overthinking. He would go about his day, answer emails, laugh with friends, go to bed on time. But underneath it all, something was quietly unraveling. He couldn't explain it. The life he had worked so hard to build suddenly felt like it didn't belong to him. He'd look in the mirror and whisper, "This isn't me anymore." Not in a dramatic way, but like a faint memory trying to surface. At first he blamed stress, then boredom, then maybe he just needed a vacation. But no matter what he tried, the sensation only grew. He began withdrawing from conversations he used to enjoy. He stopped feeling excited by the things that once defined him. Music sounded different. Food didn't taste the same. There was no big event, no trauma, just a quiet disconnection. And then one night, while scrolling in silence, Elijah read a phrase that stopped his breath. When the soul is ready to lead, the ego begins to fade. Something clicked, not in his mind, but in his being. And that's when he realized he wasn't falling apart. He was waking up. What Elijah didn't know, what most never realize, is that this wasn't random. It was the beginning of a sacred unraveling, a dismantling of everything that wasn't truly him. Because when the shift begins, it rarely looks spiritual. It looks like boredom, like loneliness, like suddenly not relating to your friends anymore. But this is the truth. Those who are truly chosen don't just wake up. They get disassembled. Piece by piece, identity starts to peel away. Old routines lose meaning. Old goals fade. Old habits no longer feel aligned. You might find yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., asking questions you never dared to ask. Who am I when no one's watching? Why do I feel like I'm waiting for something? What if I was meant for more than this cycle of survival? That's the real symptom. Not the chaos outside, but the quiet truth rising within. And once this spiritual current begins to pull you, there's no anchor that can hold you back. Because this isn't a phase. It's a preparation. A preparation for the moment you finally remember who you were before the world told you who to be. What Elijah didn't know, what most never realize, is that this wasn't random. It was the beginning of a sacred unraveling, a dismantling of everything that wasn't truly him. Because when the shift begins, it rarely looks spiritual. It looks like boredom, like loneliness, like suddenly not relating to your friends anymore. But this is the truth. Those who are truly chosen don't just wake up. They get disassembled. Piece by piece, identity starts to peel away. Old routines lose meaning. Old goals fade. Old habits no longer feel aligned. You might find yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., asking questions you never dared to ask. Who am I when no one's watching? Why do I feel like I'm waiting for something? What if I was meant for more than this cycle of survival? That's the real symptom. Not the chaos outside, but the quiet truth rising within. And once this spiritual current begins to pull you, there's no anchor that can hold you back. Because this isn't a phase. It's a preparation. A preparation for the moment you finally remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Across spiritual traditions and ancient texts, there's one truth that repeats itself. The chosen ones are never loud at first. They begin in silence, in obscurity, in collapse. Carl Jung once said, "In all chaos there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order." This inner dissonance you're feeling, it's not failure, it's design. In Hindu philosophy, this shift is known as viveka, the moment the soul starts to discern truth from illusion. It's not taught, it's remembered. In ancient Christian mysticism, this moment is referred to as the dark night of the soul, a sacred crisis where God seems distant, but only because you're being drawn into the depth where he actually resides. And in the teachings of the Tao, true transformation comes not through effort, but surrender. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to what you always were, before conditioning, before comparison, before performance. Only the truest chosen ones feel this unexplainable shift, because only they carry the capacity to hold ancient wisdom in modern skin. Now here's what few understand. This activation doesn't come with a manual, but there is a pattern hidden in the way it unfolds. So what is this unexplainable shift? It's the moment when your soul breaks through the noise and starts to recalibrate your entire reality. Not with fireworks, not with voices from the sky, but with something far more subtle and far more sacred. Disconnection from everything that once made you feel normal. You wake up and realize your job doesn't inspire you. Your conversations feel empty. Your dreams no longer feel like your dreams. It's not depression. It's not burnout. It's the soul's withdrawal from the systems that no longer nourish it. And here's what makes it powerful. This disconnection is not destruction. It's realignment. Your nervous system begins rejecting environments where your light had to dim just to be accepted. Your body starts craving silence. Your spirit starts pulling away from artificial goals. Your mind begins to dissolve the identities that were built for survival, not truth. This is the activation, the true spiritual awakening symptom no one talks about. Because it doesn't look like what we're taught, it looks like chaos. But it's actually consecration. You are not breaking down, you are breaking open. Because the truth is this, only the truest chosen ones feel this shift, because only they are strong enough to rebuild from it. When Elijah first felt this shift, he thought he was falling apart. The career he once chased felt meaningless. The friends he adored felt distant. Even his own reflection seemed unfamiliar. But what looked like fragmentation was actually the soul unbinding itself from the false self. And here's the miracle. Once Elijah stopped fighting the disconnection, he started remembering. The more he surrendered, the more peace he felt. Not comfort, not ease, but a deep, silent knowing that whispered, "You're not breaking down, you're waking up." This process isn't chaos. It's clarity emerging from the wreckage of illusion. And those symptoms, they're not setbacks. They're signposts. When noise overwhelms you, it's because your inner world is getting louder. When others fall away, it's because new frequencies are preparing to enter. When you crave solitude, it's not loneliness, it's recalibration. When time dissolves, it's because your soul is moving outside the clock. Elijah learned to stop seeing it as loss and started seeing it as a sacred return. And if you've felt it too, maybe you're not unraveling, you're becoming. So now you know the truth. You're not just experiencing strange emotions. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're not imagining things. You're being summoned. The shift you've been feeling is not random. It's not temporary. It's a spiritual initiation that only the truest chosen ones ever live through. And the fact that you made it this far, still seeking, still listening, still feeling, means one thing. You didn't just awaken. You were called. But here's what no one tells you. Once this activation begins, how do you protect it from the world that still lives asleep? That's what we're going to explore next. If this shift resonates with your soul, comment below. I'm feeling the awakening. Let's find each other, because chosen ones never walk this path alone. And if you want to keep unlocking the codes of your soul, subscribe now and hit the bell so you don't miss what comes next. Because in the next video, we reveal the 3 hidden traps designed to stop your awakening before it begins. And once you see them, you'll never fall for them again.